Alright, today we're having a look at the Golden Gorge Anachronism by Zarbama. Alright, so here we are in the Golden Gorge Anachronism by Zarbama. I just talked to that little sack thing before. That was on me, 100% on me. Talked to the little sack thing before we actually got started up, just in case it was going to start a cutscene. It did not, just said that, hello? Said that this is the place. And we're not going to screw up anymore. No more screwing up. Now, I do wonder about this, because the whole... Oh, come on. Well, where do you want me to go, yo? Can I just... Do I need it? No, it just... Hi. Whatevs. Apparently, that was not necessary. Apparently, we found some Ancient Astronaut type of evidence at the bottom of the Golden Gorge, producing a technology that sack things could not create themselves, and we're investigating it. That's basically the thing. The whole Ancient Astronaut thing though is like, it's basically just BS racism. So I mean, it's not well acknowledged that that's what it is, which is a bit of a shame, but it is a thing. Kind of white Victorians didn't want to think that these non-white cultures could actually create such structures as the pyramids and the megalithic cities of the Mayans. So they came up with Ancient Astronauts because, of course, why not? Well, we screwed that up, didn't we? Was there? Oh, we could have gotten, like, the secret prize bubble. Okie dokie, no problem. Don't mind missing it. I'm actually liking this one. My brain just stopped, don't worry. That happens, brain stops. It's got a nice chill feel to it. It is well designed. It is fairly intricate. We just get on the top here? We did get on the top here. Excellent. Which is basically what it's billed as on the tin. And I'm okay with that. Hey, dude. This letter, Ing, it's not the same language family as any other continent. In fact, it's not like anything I've seen before. Okie dokie. I mean, it just looks like stylized English, but sure. I can't make that jump, right? Oh, I totally made the jump! We are queens! We are a queen. Chillamate. You gonna put me all the way back here? They put me all the way back here. I can't believe it. That's my fault. My fault. Made that jump. It was tricky, but we did it. So what's the trigger there? I don't... Okay, whatever. We don't have like a ton of time, but gonna push this. Try to at least get to the top there. What? Alright, we're gonna try to figure that out. We gotta go back to the hub. We'll see you there. See yas! And we're back. And the Golden Gorge Anachronism by Zarbama. And I'd say it's a yellow square. It's a really strong yellow square, and it's a really good level. There are a few things that I felt brought it down a little bit for myself, but it may be your mileage may vary type of thing. One thing that I always like to mention to start off with when we're looking at LBP 1 or LBP 2 levels is that this one's not broken. Everything seems to be functioning. All the various bits are loading when they need to be loading and triggering when they need to be triggering. You'll have no problem playing this through the Little Big Planet 3 version, so that's always a good thing. I'm never sure when we get level breaks, if it's something that's on my end as a player, or if it's on the interaction between, LBP 2 and LBP 3. So don't worry about that. If you're only playing on LBP 3, you can definitely play this one, and I do absolutely recommend it. It's got like a really nice environment to it, although there's one point to the side that we're going to talk about in a minute. But generally I thought that the material choices, the material shaping, the type of decorations that we've got going on, they're all really cool. You've got this nice mix of kind of ancient temple-y, kind of cavey type of system, but then also this super high-tech alien thing going on the side, and that was really cool. There's a lot of interaction in the level, the switches that you're pulling that are going to be causing things to trigger, causing mechanisms to go. It's not as lovingly detailed as things that we saw, for example, in Marky Barlow's level last episode, Unit 27, Place in Space. But even still, I do like it when there is that kind of movement, that kind of interaction in the level. It's not just a static object, but you're having some effect on it, and I think that is really cool. The hook lines in the level, I think they show up maybe twice, yeah, 2 times, no, maybe 3 times, but they were really neat. I really liked those. I thought they were very well animated. I'm not really sure how they did that in LBP 2. I don't remember the method that was used in that era, but they're very, very well handled here. I said well handled twice, but they are. They're really good. And for the most part, I found the gameplay to be pretty enjoyable. Largely, it's not particularly difficult. I don't think that much of this is going to give all that much challenge to players, but there is one section that I think that we'll talk about in a second. Now, to go back to kind of environmental design and material choices, and I felt from a purely visual, non-gameplay sense that everything was pretty well chosen here. I thought the color schemes worked well together, for example. But one thing that I found that came up a number of times throughout the level was the choice of the grabbable material. It's not a very poppy color. It doesn't really stand out very well, especially where the camera is placed. Camera's not like really tight in on the player, so sometimes the differences in materials, even though they mesh together well from a visual standpoint, that sometimes it can be easy to miss. Like, this bit is grabbable, and so there were a number of times where I couldn't quite figure out where I was supposed to be going for smooth progress. I was eventually able to find where I was supposed to be going, but like not smoothly, because I was searching for what is grabbable in this section. I think that the material could have been just a little bit brighter, a little bit more of a contrast with the other materials in the level to make it stand out more quickly to players. So that was a bit of an issue. Cameras as well. There's one particular point where you're moving back and forth a little bit between layers, these kind of girder sections. And the way that the camera is angled, it's hard to tell like where exactly you're supposed to be. Things look blocked off that aren't actually blocked off, that you can actually take one step, further away in the layers and then kind of go around this blockage. But it's not really clear the way those cameras are set up that that's what's supposed to happen. So that was another stopping point for me. The difficulty here, as I said, it is not largely going to be too much for players, except for one bit, and it's a really cool looking bit. Basically, you've got these floor pieces that are electrified as a ball passes underneath them, and they're raised up, and while they're raised up, they're non-electric, and you're supposed to be jumping from one to the other. The issue is that the ball is traveling from right to left, and you're going to be moving from left to right. And the timing getting on the sections that are safe is pretty wonky. It's pretty tough to judge like how fast and how far you're supposed to be jumping. And I found that section, it could become very frustration loopy, I think, really easily for players. So, if you are running into that section and you do feel yourself getting frustrated, take a second, step back away from it, let yourself calm down a bit, and then give it another try and see if that works out a little bit better for you. It did for myself, but I did find that to be quite a jump compared to other parts of the level, other difficult sections of the level. One other point about those electrified bits, we do see them earlier on in the level. We saw in the video where I was having a lot of trouble. I couldn't figure out why I was dying. Now, those bits, if you're not talking, if you're actually just listening to the gameplay, there is a sound cue that something is going on there, and there's a slight visual cue that they're changing color as they're charging up, and then you're going to be zapped by those. It's really easy to miss, again, especially if you're talking or you've got other noise going on in the background, but there's that rising buzz sound as the electricity is charging. That could have been made, I think, just again a little bit clearer to players visually. Maybe not just having the platform brighten up, but perhaps actually also shade in color, like a yellow to a red. But I mean, that was a bit of a small point. Once you know that it's there, it's not really a big issue. I had a really good time with Golden Gorge Anachronism, even though it's jumping off of like kind of a, frankly, a super racist pseudo-scientific theory. I'm not laying that on the feet of Zarbama, by the way. By no means. This theory has been going around forever, and it's easy just to look at it on first glance and think, oh, that's neat, aliens came to Earth. When you actually kind of like scratch the surface and you see like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, that's really a bad look. But it's an easy thing to miss. But you should look into that, because sometimes these kind of neat theories actually tend to be pretty racist theories, and we want to educate ourselves. But yeah, give this level a play. I had a great time with it. I think you will as well. I think I've had said it about it as much as I possibly can. So, from me, Risco, here in Osaka, to all of you out there, wherever you may happen to be, thank you, arigato, sayonara, see you, and ciao.